What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode. I'm SwipaCam, and welcome to the channel. Y'all, if you haven't subscribed, we are almost at 8,000 subscribers, y'all. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 8,000 subscribers. Let's get it this week. Let's get it tonight. Let's see if we can get it today. Let's get to 8,000 subscribers today. We are literally almost there. Let's do it, y'all. So I just got done watching the Denver Nuggets playing against the Detroit Pistons on the back-to-back on January 25th, 2022, and the Denver Nuggets come away with a 110 to 105 victory. And man, that game was way tighter than it needed to be. When the game started, I was looking at the stat line, and Jokic came out playing great, and I'm like, all right, bet, we're going to get this over in the first half. But then as the Denver Nuggets, as you know and love best, that wasn't how it was meant to be. Nikola Jokic started off tonight with 11, 8, and 4 in the first quarter, and he just kept rolling, and he ended tonight with a crazy stat line of 28 points, 21 rebounds, 9 assists. He was 7 of 7 from the free throw line. He was 3 of 8 from the three-point line. He was a plus 14 in the game the Denver Nuggets won by 5. He was a plus 14 in the game the Denver Nuggets won by 5. He was only 9 of 20 today, so 45% from the field. One of his worst shooting performances of the last 15 games or so. But again, man, he could have had a 30, 20, 10 game tonight, but he missed a couple bunnies. He got fouled under the paint in the fourth quarter and some layups, and then he ended up missing them. He got tired really around the end of that third quarter. He got tired again in the fourth quarter as well. I think he was carrying a lot tonight. All those rebounds, all the scoring, all the assisting, everything was falling on him. And Jokic tonight also had a steal as well. He played some good defense tonight. Isaiah Stewart didn't do much of nothing. Diallo, whenever he would get into the paint, he would do something here and there. But for the most part, it was just a dominant performance for the MVP of the NBA. It's crazy because I think Joel Embiid had 42, 14, and 5 tonight. And so it's just funny to me how they're just every night right now, we're getting two spectacular performances from both of them every single night. Joe is doing the scoring and Jokic is doing literally everything else. And so it's just so funny to me, we're in a situation where Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid have been the best two players in the NBA at the start of 2022. And again, also, Giannis Antetokounmpo was right there as well. So all three of them are literally the best three players in the league right now, especially since Kevin Durant is out for probably anywhere from 5 more weeks or so. It was a great game for the MVP tonight. He had an astounding game. Again, 28, 21, and 9. That would have been his second 30-20-10 game had he got it, I believe, this year, if he got one. I know he had that game against Utah where he got these kind of numbers as well. So he's been a rebounding machine, man. It's just nuts. Again, you want his efficiency to be better, but like I said, he missed some gimmies in the third quarter. He got really tired, and again, his teammates didn't hit some of those shots and those assists. The Nuggets shot only 43% from the field and 34% from the three-point line. They were 87% from the free throw line, though, because they were 27 to 31. So without those free throws, they don't win those games. Without those free throws, this is a very different story. So I'm glad that they got a chance to pull that out. Aaron Gordon tonight had another great game, 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. He was 6 of 11 from the field, 1 of 3 from the three-point line, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, and he was a plus 13. Wouldn't have won his game without him. He actually played a good defense against Cade Cunningham. And Cade Cunningham tonight, 34, 8, and 8 on 14 of 26. He had 34 points on 26 shots, 6 of 9 from 3. Best game of his career, but he was a -4. Man, that dude can play. 6'8", point guard, great ball skills. He got a push off on Jokic for a step back that obviously people were sharing. Oh, look what they did to Jokic. I'm like, bro, that was a clear chicken wing. Get off me, bro. Catch this step back. Aaron Gordon had a good game tonight. Jeff Green had a sneaky 20 points and 4 rebounds tonight on 8 of 12 shooting, 1 of 2 from the three-point line, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. He was also a +7. Great game from him. Austin Rivers had 10 points on 3 of 4 from shooting. He had 2 assists as well, 2 of 2 from the three-point line, 2 of 2 from free throw. He was a +10 as well. And then Monte Morris did not have a good game tonight, but Monte had 12, 8, and 3 on 3 of 14, 0 of 4, and 6 of 6. Hit some clutch free throws, had a steal as well. He was a +5. So per the usual, the Denver Nuggets starters won their minutes, per the usual. But the bench, tonight, Facundo Campazzo, 4 points, 2 assists, 1 of 3, 1 of 3, 1 of 2, -7. Zeke Naji, 9, 5, 3 of 4, 2 of 2, -3. Brent Forbes had 3 points, 2 assists. He was 1 of 7 and 1 of 4. Hadn't shot super well since he's been a Denver Nugget. He was an even tonight. And DeMarcus Cousins, 4 points, 7 rebounds, 1 of 5, 0 of 3, 2 of 2, -7. And then Davon Reed was a -14 with no points and 4 rebounds. So, yeah, man. And then Bones Highland had 4 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. He was a +7. Didn't play in the second half. So here's the thing. Every time Facundo Campazzo got the ball and he was running the screen, they went under the screen. Facundo Campazzo got the ball on the block, off in the dimer and assist. He threw the ball, a turnover in the second half. He wasn't good tonight. Boogie wasn't good. He's still finding his lungs. Obviously, he was 0 of 3 from 3, 1 of 5 from the field. Got some free throw line. Ideally, you would think that lineup would work. The problem is that Facu is such an offensive black hole right now that literally teams are loading up everywhere else, and they're literally just letting Facu do whatever he wants, because whenever he goes into paint, they swat it away, or it's a turnover, or he's coming back out. He's not hitting his three-point shots. He hit one today, I believe. Yeah, he was 1 of 3. Zeke Naji tonight was big. He had 9 and 5, and he was 2 of 2 from 3, and they were both huge threes in the second half, I believe. It's just they came out in the first half and they played that Facu Bones Forbes lineup, and it looks awful. It looks just as bad as it sounds. None of them can play defense. The tallest one is 6'3". That means you got Bones as a small forward. It's just not a good lineup. But Bones still made it work because Bones was penetrating and kicking out. Bones, like I said, was a +7 on the bench, which was better than everybody on the bench by far. He was 10 points better. He was 10 points better tonight than Zeke Naji. He was 14 points better than Facundo Campazzo tonight. But the problem is Michael Malone is bent on playing Facu Campazzo. He doesn't want to be without a point guard on the court. My issue is they didn't score at all with that second unit. They were terrible. They weren't scoring any points. They weren't playing any defense. I want to say the Denver Nuggets, they ended the third quarter up 97-85, and at that point in time, Jokic had 25, 19, and 8. And then he was obviously tired in the fourth and only had 3 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. Because he was tired. And then he came in with like 5.5 minutes left and couldn't do much of it anyway in that moment. So, it's just frustrating, man. Like, I know that Michael Malone wants to have a point guard. The problem is that the point guard you're employing, literally, even when he was on the court with Jokic, he doesn't play offense. He had a great assist to Jokic in the third quarter. Snuck a dimer through there. But like I said, it's everything he does positive. It's like gimmicky. And the thing is, it's not that Facu can't. If Facu could shoot well, make his free throws or make his 3-pointers and make his mid-range shots, having a lineup of him, Bones, Zeke Naji, Boogie, Davon Reed, or Brent Forbes in there somewhere, he could eat. You got a clear big man who's a clear plus with Facu. But the problem is he wasn't hitting his shots in Boogie. So had he hit his shots, I think they all probably would have been closer to even. It's just he wasn't hitting any of his shots. He was getting great rebounds, though. And the thing with Boogie, man, it makes such a difference having a big guy in the paint to help with that second unit. It looks so much more balanced. The problem is, we're about to get Jermichael Green back. The problem is Bones Highland's getting pushed out for Facu. The problem is Marcus Howard's not getting any minutes anymore. And, again, Will Barton didn't even play tonight. So, that means Austin Rivers doesn't get any minutes. He either gets every minute or he doesn't play. So that's my whole thing. It's just like, it doesn't make sense because they're trying to make this lineup work with having Facu, Bones, and Forbes, and it clearly doesn't because it doesn't play any defense. And, again, right now, until Facu proves otherwise, teams are literally making him a scorer because he can't score. And so if he can't score, all they're doing is staying in lane and packing off of Facu, or they're literally contesting and helping off of the shooters. It just can't be that way. And again, I'm just trying to explain the dynamics of the court. Because if you have Boogie who's not hitting his 3-pointer, and you have Facu who's not hitting his 3-pointer, it doesn't matter if you have Brent Forbes and Bones Highland on there, or even having Zeke Naji or Davon Reed. Good shooters, 40+% shooters. It just can't work when you have non-shooters that aren't effective. But I think Boogie serves a greater purpose because Boogie got some rebounds. He contested some shots. There was a time where I want to say it might have been Diallo was about to go into the paint. Maybe Cade Cunningham was about to go into the paint, but they turned away. Or actually it was Killian. I think it was Killian? It might have been Killian. Where he was going into the paint, but he saw Boogie, and then he decided not to go. I think Shaq tried to go up against Boogie in the second half, and Boogie went hands straight up in the fourth quarter. And then, then scored on point. And then it was a block, turned the other way. And again, when you have a big man, you're able to do stuff like that. But I don't like the way that lineup looks. Again, Nikola Jokic had a historically great night again, basically 28, 21, and 9. But that's what it's taking right now for them to beat the Detroit Pistons. And they play tomorrow. The Detroit Pistons play tomorrow versus the Brooklyn Nets. And the Brooklyn Nets are playing right now against the LA Lakers. And the Brooklyn Nets are losing to the Lakers by 13. Of course they are. I couldn't even ask them to get you a win to keep that gap alive. So it's just a little frustrating, man. Yeah, Jokic finishes with 29, 21, and 9. Or 28, 21, and 9. Yeah, it's the 8th career, per stat mute, the 8th career 2020 game for Nikola Jokic. And it looks like he might have been short in assists. Harrison Wynn pointed this out too. He might have been short in assists. So maybe they go back and make that change, make that correction. But we'll see. Anyway, y'all, that's going to do it for this episode, man. We will be right back tomorrow against the Brooklyn Nets, against James Harden. And keep it real, on a 6-game road stand, 1-0 so far. Let's get the second one tomorrow, y'all. Hey, I'm going to see y'all soon.